All right, everyone, welcome back into another Fantasy Golf video. Going to be breaking down round 2 here of the API, as well as the Puerto Rico Open a little bit. But first, we're going to start off with a quick recap from round 1. All right, guys, so hopefully we are going to be hitting a first round leader here for the Puerto Rico Open in Kevin Roy at 60-1 on FanDuel, currently in the lead. I mentioned literally in this write-up that we were due for a full first round leader cash, and I don't want to jinx it because they had to suspend play for the first round of the Puerto Rico Open. There's still some few golfers that I would say could reach him, not very likely, so I'm pretty excited about that, guys. Looking pretty good. That would put us over 70 units of profit on the year then, if that does end up hitting. So pretty exciting stuff. We look at the 3-ball bets from round 1, 1 miss, 1 hit. We'll kind of take that, but overall a pretty darn good day 1 as a whole for both the Puerto Rico Open and also the Arnold Invitational, where we're sitting pretty good with a lot of the builds. So we are on Keegan Bradley a little bit, Christian Bazoonhout a decent amount. He is a player that I ended up getting to a decent amount with my Rory builds, with my Scotty builds, and then also with the JT and Patrick Cantley builds. Shout out to JT for managing a -4 after starting +4. I mean, that was a classic JT type of round where he kind of came back for us in a very good way. But pretty good round 1. Really, my biggest sweat is maybe Jaeger, who is kind of lackluster performance in round 1. Other than that, sitting pretty good in terms of, getting 6 for 6 across the cut line as it sits right now. Nick Taylor could end up being a little bit of a sweat, but sitting pretty darn good. The strategy for the signature event is seemingly working out. We are going to see, kind of looking at the top leaderboard, not too much chalk on the top end. I mean, Rory's doing kind of what everyone expected, and Shane Lowry played a little bit better, but I actually want to start off with talking about Shane Lowry and some of these prop bets that we are getting, guys, for round 2 for both PrizePicks and Underdog. And so, guys, this is a massive opportunity for us on the day, looking at the PrizePicks and Underdog cheat sheet right now. So they're basically all going to be 50-50 splits here. I actually am going to be liking the unders more on Underdog rather than I am the overs on PrizePicks. I think given the pin locations that we have for round 2 of the API, and given the weather projection where it's supposed to be around 7 mile/hour sustained winds throughout the whole day, really no significant advantage either way, it should play easier than it did in round 1. And so with that, I actually like a lot of the unders more so on Underdog, just as an FYI, but I need to call this out. This is massive. This should not be occurring. We should not be getting those prop line differences. I do think it's worth calling out. My favorite bet is a bet that the data already likes a little bit on PrizePicks for the over here for Justin Thomas of over 4.5 birdies or better. You are much better off attacking that on Underdog then as well for him to get over 3.5 birdies or better. That is clearly an edge, but holy crud, guys, we should not be getting stroke differences, and we're getting so many stroke differences. Take advantage of this, guys. Now, the way we should be going about attacking this is, I'll show you guys. So I just took a simple screenshot. These are kind of the ones I like the most for the lower. Do not do this slip. What you want to do instead, and I'll change it to the Underdog slide, what you would want to do instead here is you're going to be betting these all individually. Okay, so you're pairing Shane Lowry up with JT, Keegan, Ludwig, and then Victor Hovland. And then you're going to do that over again with JT, all those guys, and then Victor Hovland, and then you're doing that with Keegan, and then you're doing that with Ober. The reason why we're doing this is because the payout, if you combine these all together, is basically like hitting just a 2-slip bet. It's insane. And again, guys, this is why I like the promo of today's betr. So I'm going to pull it up here, guys, on their website right now. This is kind of a massive edge where we could attack a lot of the similar prop bets that we're already going to be on betr, and you guys will see they're not going to reduce the payout for us, and that is just huge. And so again, these are all the prop bets that we're already chasing more of the unders, because we can also bet the overs on PrizePicks, right? But if we're betting on the course to play easy, this is where we want to do it, and we would want to take advantage of those ones that are already middles for us. So JT under, Ober under, Victor Hovland under, we already got that. That's a 4-slip bet. Ideally we want to get to a 5-slip bet to maximize the edge that we have, so we can see that Patrick Cantley strokes is off by 1 as well. And so, guys, this would be the bet of the day here. We'll do the slide. So we're getting into the bet of the day here for betr, guys. And the point of this is that the payout is not as much as what it would be as a standard bet for PrizePicks or Underdog that isn't golf related, where you're stacking the course. But we're still getting 5x here from their standard payout of from their standard payout of $20. The key here is that they're paying 2.5x out for 4 for 5. So it's likely, if the course is going to be playing that easy, we are betting on the course here, guys. And the fact that we're getting that payout is pretty darn huge. So again, guys, if you are looking to take advantage of the best golf props as it currently sits right now, take advantage of betr. If you do so, use the link in the description below. That does help out the channel a bunch. If you guys don't want to, and you guys maybe are looking to play on Underdog, you guys can use the promo code 925 spelled out. That's an easy way to help out the channel as well. And if you guys are playing on PrizePicks as well, use the number TO5 as well. They'll give you guys $50 when you play your first 5 there as well. So take advantage of those promo codes, guys. Great deal. And obviously on PrizePicks, where we could be betting the overs if you think the course is going to play difficult. And I'm going to hedge a little bit, guys. I'm going to do that as well. But I think the better edge is going to be taking advantage of those unders that we got. Now, if you're doing 2 slip bets, it is a little bit better on Underdog with those payouts, just as an FYI. And that's worth calling out as well, guys. Each day I've been putting in the Underdog Best Ball Drafts CSV files to be downloaded, or I download them so you guys can upload them into your Underdog rankings, okay? So you guys can use that for best ball drafts. Now, today we are getting some pretty good ADP edges, so you gotta shift the rankings yourself to maximize the ADP upside. But that is in the 9to5 Discord chat as well, so take advantage of that there as well. But now we go ahead here and get into some of the round 2 showdown picks, guys. And we're gonna click on round 2 here. We're gonna get into the breakdown. I'm really just curious about the showdown ranks here. Who are some golfers that we can get to, maybe where we want to be attacking a little bit more? Again, I don't really see a tee time advantage, but kind of looking at guys like doing Patrick Cantlay, doing JT for under their strokes as well, going back to those props, looks pretty good, especially when we're looking at their showdown ranks. Now, this is not shocking. It's a pretty loaded field. All these golfers rank out pretty well. I will say Xander is kind of just a data outlier, guys. I'm not someone that likes to manually adjust data. I like the data to do what the data is designed to do, operate off of itself. For someone like Xander, who we know is coming in a little bit banged up, we just know to kind of be filtering that out ourselves naturally. I'm not going to change the data. I'm not going to change any of that. Maybe I could set like an injury adjustment. Maybe that's not a bad idea. But actually, I might do that going forward. But then, like with Xander, we know he's injured, but we don't always get those reports from other golfers. Then that just becomes a guessing game. Like there's reports of Hideki withdrawing and whatnot, and he's 19th place finish right now. So like I don't want to do that. But just as an FYI, I'm not going to be playing Xander that much. I already mentioned, guys, I kind of like pour one out for me. This is the first time in 3 years, I think, that I have not bet on Xander on a week, which is insane. Like I think everyone knows that I'm probably one of the biggest Xander fans that gives fantasy golf content. Very excited to hit him as an outright bet as major. That was very fun, but not on him here. Kind of sad. And then just real quickly, guys, let's take a peek at some of the data that we have coming in here as well. Really just strokes gained putting. Who is going to be the most likely to putt better and worse in round 2? Are there any candidates that we can be on? So looking at a player that putted terribly, that was Viktor Hovland, who lost over 4 strokes putting. Okay, so if he gets back to his average tomorrow, he would gain about 4 strokes putting as well. Now, we're not saying that's going to happen, but it is interesting to note that, someone that hasn't been a terrible putter this year lost 4 strokes putting. Tom Kim as well. That's kind of telling us why they struggled. You look at someone like Nick Taylor, who I was on a decent amount. This actually gives me a little bit of excitement that he is someone that is expected to play better. Now, you guys might have noticed that I didn't show you guys the regression stat. The regression stat is something I like to look at on easier scoring events. Where are some golfers that we can target that had the potential to really go low, to really flip the narrative on what they did in the first round? That's not something I want to be looking at for round 2 on a hard scoring track, just because it's not like they're going to go uber low. Okay, I don't need to be targeting that too much. So I still want to be targeting golfers that are going to be good golf plays through and through. But this is definitely interesting to see here, guys. The biggest name there for me, hopefully, is Nick Taylor. Let's flip this around. Who had a good putting day that's likely to not have a good putting day? Justin Rose had a spike day. Max Graceman for sure. Mackenzie Hughes, that one stands out to us. Matt Fitzpatrick maybe. Ben Griffin a little bit there as well. So nothing too crazy here besides like Graceman and Rose and probably Hughes. Love seeing Patrick Cantlay putt well. That could regress a little bit, but again, not too worried about that. And then for what it's worth, in terms of other stats that we could potentially be looking at, I do care, obviously, but given the fact that the wind is not going to be as bad, I don't think we're getting the proper sample set that we would want, looking at one day of kind of windier conditions, whereas round 2 is not going to be as bad. So not going to be looking at that. We're going to go and show you guys what the 9to5 lineup builder is telling us is the best lineup approach for round 2. Now, guys, projections are in there for the Puerto Rico Open as well. I'm not going to show that on this video. It's just too small of contest to make that worthwhile. If you guys are 9to5 members, you guys have access to them. You guys can see who are going to be the top round 2 showdown plays that will be reflected in those Underdog best ball drafts as well. Again, I had to put the Puerto Rico Open right up behind a paywall this week just because, again, it's such a small contest. Did not want to ruin the edges for the paying members as well there. And it's looking pretty good. Lots of 6 for 6 lineups. If Bryce Garnett can make the cut, it's going going to be a pretty massive week through and through with both slates. It appears pretty excited about the week that we have at our hands. But looking at the Showdown picks, guys, again, just going to round up on a couple of the data points here. We got to give 2 data points to start. We're going to click generate so you guys can see here. And then, all right, so you guys can kind of see here. So I don't exactly love these builds that we're getting, actually. Let's see here. A lot of Kyle Morikawa. Don't think we need to do that. Sam Burns, don't think we need to do that. But what I do like to see is we are getting some pretty spread out ownerships. I do want to be on Scotty more. I do want to be on Rory more. That's going to be something I'm going to go back in here, guys. I'm just going to be like boom, 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 bumping those projections up. Oh, man, I feel stupid now. You guys didn't even see that. What I did here, let's do it again. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Now we're going to generate. And then you guys can see we're getting more of Rory and only 15% of Scotty. But again, I'll probably do a little bit more of that on the back end. Typically, I limit my players to about 30% max exposure, but let's go ahead here and get into some matchup bets. All right, guys, so we are getting into these matchup bets, and so looking at it, guys, the player that's most likely to win his 2-way bet, 3-way bet, whatever, Russell Henley over Tom Hoge. Okay, but we are getting a negative edge in terms of the likelihood for this bet to hit compared to the odds that we were getting. So again, what I have been liking to do here is put the edge up to at least a positive edge, and we still have it sorted by matchup odds here. So like Daniel Berger over Ben Griffin, that was one that we were on yesterday. It did not come through. Daniel Berger was terrible. Maybe in some easier weather conditions, he can go out and play better for us. Tony Finau over Seb Straka. That's a decent bet there as well. Keegan Bradley winning his. All right, we already saw that we might be on him. Now, Colin Morikawa is probably more likely to win this matchup. But given the Vegas odds that we were getting here, the Vegas odds are not accounting for the likelihood for Keegan Bradley to go out and have a good round here as well. I actually don't mind this one. This is fine. I'm pretty comfortable with these top 3 bets. Maybe we could even get to Matt Fitzpatrick. These top 4 guys, we're getting to. I feel pretty good about those top 4. Not great, but pretty good. And then one that's worth calling out, I'm not doing this. So Ludwig versus Scotty, not touching that. I think Scotty's going to have a good round. So I want to call out, we're doing the top 4 there, though, that I just mentioned. Daniel Berger, Tony Finau, Keegan Bradley, Matt Fitzpatrick. Honestly, we're probably going to go 2 for 4. We've been hitting 50% a lot lately, which is annoying. We've had 2 big days or 2 big weeks of this, and then basically all kind of shoulder shrug days. We'll go ahead and get into some matchup bets, and then we're going to be getting out of here, guys. But before we do that, I do want to remind you guys of the 9 to 5 membership, guys. Take advantage of the best value out there for fantasy golf. We've been crushing it thus far this season. You guys can get access to all the 9 to 5 data tools for just $10 a month. Gives you access to the fantasy golf tools as well as the Underdog and PrizePicks cheat sheets as well. Again, all this is going to be included for just $10 a month. Take advantage of that, guys. All right, so we are just going to sort it by where we are getting, plus EV spots here and seeing if we agree with any of these. So actually, I actually love this bet. Justin Thomas beating Xander Schauffele. The 9 to 5 data, again, I don't think it's properly adjusting for Xander, being injured and just being a little bit rusty. Like, this is his first maybe true round of the year, given the fact that maybe he's a little bit healthier, but still. I think we can be trusting JT here. So JT minus 105 over Xander. That feels like a pretty darn good bet. Wow, I'm actually surprised that JT is not the favorite in that one. Again, just given the status of Xander. Wow, I like that one. Then from there, this Tony Finau Seb Straka one. Don't need to touch it here. All right. Let's flip it around here. Let's just do 9 to 5 edge. Okay, this isn't bad. Austin Eckroat being Benny Ann. Sorry, flip that around. Benny Ann being Austin Eckroat here, minus 110. Okay, so pretty good odds there. That's not bad. Max McGravy, as I called him a bunch in the round 4 showdown video last slate, which he ended up coming through for us. So let's just call him Max McGravy all the time, guys. He came through for us on that slate. I like him to beat Andrew Novak here as well. So 2 pretty good matchup bets. Are we getting another one? I think we can end there. I think we can do those 2. So pretty good edges for us, guys. But that's going to do it for this video. Make sure to give a like and subscribe to the channel. That does help out a bunch, guys. Make sure to comment your guys' favorite bet as well. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools, make sure to head on over to 9to5sports.com. If you guys are looking to sign up to any of those prop sites, click one of the links in the description below for that given prop site that we have. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck, and as always, let's keep cashing.